Hello, welcome to episode 30, no, 30, 42, 43. I should check. Let me check. And then someone tries to call me. So annoying. The amount of unknown callers I get nowadays is just insane. Is this the same for everyone else? 0800 07, like so many people call me, will try and call me during the day, and it does my head in. Does my head in. And they're all spam. It's all scams or just fake numbers. Try and block them, more and more come back. Anyway, episode 43 we're on. Never done one on a Saturday before. I just thought, when you sort of have an idea and you think I should just really talk about it before I forget. I do normally just write down ideas on my phone and then do once a week, but I'll do 2 this week. Why not? Anyway, hope you're all good. Thank you for listening, as per usual. This episode is going to be hopefully a quick one, but I always say that. And it's going to be on how to build your own effective, fast, full body strength training workout or program. I think it can be very useful for you if you know and understand how to just build your own, because there are so many programs and so many different ways. Everyone's got a best way. Everyone's got, the best body part split or training split. Everyone's got the best exercises, etc., etc. So I thought if I just literally teach you how to build your own full body strength training program, which won't take you too long in the gym, like maybe under an hour. So this is perfect for you if you are short on time, you want to build some muscle, you want to get stronger, and you want to work hard in the gym. It's just perfect for you. So this will be a full body workout. So the first thing we need to think about or focus on is your major muscle groups. So let's talk exercises to start off with. Now let's think about what muscle groups are going to be working. So we want to build the major muscle groups: the quads, hamstrings, glutes. That's lower body. Upper body, I mean, obviously you can do your calves as well, but unless you're a bodybuilder or you just want some muscle asymmetry, then do your calves. I don't tend to do them just because I just can't be bothered. You're going to get some calf work from leg curls or stuff anyway, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the sort of nitty gritty of it all. But anyway, that's the lower body. Upper body, we want to target your chest, your back, your shoulders, and your arms. We're not going to work on the abs because I'll explain why a bit later. So, if we're trying to work the full body, we need to obviously work each major muscle group in that session. So, how can we do that without spending 2-3 hours in the gym and leaving the gym completely exhausted and unable to perform or function for the rest of the day? Quite easily. So we're going to focus purely on compound movements, or movements which, multi-joint movements which work more than one muscle group at the same time. And to do this, we're going to just focus on your 6 main planes of movement. So the 6 are, and this is very, very, very basic, by the way. So don't be surprised when you think, well, is that it? Because literally, it is that simple. Building muscle and building a program or a workout is that simple. It's this simple. So the 6 planes of movement are your squat movement. So this is a movement which moves the hips and knees, and some of the ankle obviously as well. So the squat movement. I don't mean a squat exercise. I mean a movement mimicking the squat. That's one. And I'll go through each movement and each exercise which will mimic the squat movement. So that can be a squat. We can do back squat, front squat, overhead squat if you really want to, goblet squat, and even movements like your single leg stuff, your unilateral stuff, walking lunges, Bulgarian split squats, leg press, for example, hack squat. Any sort of squat movement or single leg squat movement can go into this category. So your squat movement, that will work your quads mainly and your glutes mainly, depending on your foot positioning. A little bit of hamstring, not much though. But so it's mainly quads and glutes, okay, with that movement. That's the first one. That is a major lower body movement. The second major lower body movement is a hip hinge. So you're hinging from the hips, okay? The exercises included with this movement can be Romanian deadlift, good morning, back extension, hip thrust or glute drive. Is there anything else? No, I think that's it. So any of those movements can go into the hip hinge movement or hip flexion movement, okay? And I'll go through sort of I'll sort of go through a basic program and list why I've chosen those exercises. Okay, so that's two movements. Let's move up to the upper body. So we're going to start with the horizontal movement. So horizontal push. Okay, this can be push up, chest press, dumbbell bench press, dips. Okay, it can be a cable press. Any exercise where you're pushing something away from you. Okay, now we're going to go for the opposite movement, which is the horizontal pull. This is where you're basically pulling a load or pulling something towards you. So it starts further away and you pull it towards you. So this can be a bent over row, seated row, inverted row, any sort of rowing movement, single arm row, cable row, a face pull. Okay, lots of options there you can choose from, and then there isn't a best or worst. There's a best one for you, and it depends on loads of things, but it doesn't really matter too much which ones you choose from. If you prefer an exercise, you're more likely to put more work into it, and then you're more likely to keep consistent at that, so you're more likely to get results from it. Okay, so that's the horizontal push and pull. Now we're going to go to the last two movements, which is the vertical push and pull. So vertical push, so you're pushing something above you. So shoulder press, single arm shoulder press, dumbbell press, military press, shoulder press on the machine, anything like that. Okay, and obviously we can include isolation movements as well. But remember, I'm just focusing on the basic movements, which will save you time and it'll offer more bang for your buck. I don't think I've missed anything out on the vertical push. Now, vertical pull, nice and easy. We're going to basically pull something down, so from above down to your sort of top of the chest, I suppose. So pull-ups, and by the way, pull-ups and chin-ups are basically the same thing. I don't care that the hand position is completely different. It's basically the same thing. You're pulling yourself up from a hanging position. They're the same thing, pull up. So neutral grip pull up is probably the best for your shoulders and your wrists. So let's go for a neutral grip pull up. Or you could do a lat pull down, a single arm pull down. That's basically it. So a pull up variation of some sort and a lat pull down variation. So those are the 6 planes of movement. Just those 6 movements are all you need to build a great physique, build loads of muscle, and build some pretty impressive strength. All right. Well, I haven't included anything else. I haven't included any isolation. I haven't included any abs. no conditioning, no sort of, any trunk or midsection exercises, because if you do these movements correctly and you brace correctly, you're going to get pretty decent stimulus on your core midsection trunk area anyway. So you don't really need that. If you just focus on these 6 planes of movement, work hard at the exercises, get stronger, you're going to get some good results. So let's build the program. Let's build the workout. This workout, by the way, should, if it's done correctly, shouldn't take more than an hour. So what we can do to save time is do something called a superset, where we do one exercise straight into another exercise with minimal rest. Okay. So this can be a push-pull superset. It can be an upper-lower superset. It depends on what you want. It depends on the actual program or workout altogether. So let's start with something like, and by the way, whatever exercise you decide to start with or start on, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter really about the order, but let's say your main focus is to build bigger legs. It wouldn't really make sense putting the leg press or the squat movement exercise at the end, because you can be pretty fatigued by then. So whatever muscle group you don't want to focus as much on, put it at the end. But again, it's not going to make much difference in the grand scheme of things. Okay. So all we're going to do now is put those 6 planes of movement, or the 6 exercises from the 6 planes of movement, into a basic workout. So what we can do is, let's go for a leg press. Leg press straight into a push-up. Easy, because you can do the leg press and then you can literally roll off the leg press and do your push-ups. No equipment needed for push-ups. In terms of sets, you're going to go 4 sets of around 8 to 12 reps, as long as you're taking each working set close to failure. Okay, and the load you choose on the leg press is going to be pretty difficult, so a moderate load. If you can get loads more than 12 reps, it's probably too light. If you can't, if your technique is pretty poor and you can't get full passive range of movement or full range of movement, I don't want to complicate things, but if you can't get full range of movement, then it's probably too heavy. So whatever weight you feel comfortable doing for around 8 to 12 reps, and as long as the last 2, 3, 4 reps are very challenging and you take the working set close to failure, then that's all you need to focus on. So the first superset is leg press into a push-up. Easy, done. So you're going to do leg press straight into push-up and then rest for maybe 2-3 minutes or whatever. Do that again 3 more times. Next superset, let's go for a Romanian deadlift, which is your hip hinge, into a shoulder press, dumbbell shoulder press. Okay, so you can get set up at the squat rack, do your RDLs with a barbell, and then simply pick up 2 dumbbells and do a standing or seated or kneeling dumbbell shoulder press. So you're getting your posterior chain worked, your glutes, your hamstrings from the RDL, and then you're getting your shoulders and triceps worked from the dumbbell shoulder press. Okay, so that's your second superset. Easy. Third superset is just to basically, all we're doing is using or getting the 2 remaining movements we haven't done yet and just putting them into 2 exercises. So what we haven't done the horizontal pull, or, and that doesn't work. See, I've messed up here. So this is where, I guess this is a good example. So this is where you need to have some sort of structure behind your workout. So what we're left with is a horizontal pull and a vertical pull. That wouldn't really work. You can do it, but you're doing 2 pull movements. So then, if I was to write this down, which I probably should have done, I would have to scrap that and start again. So let's start again. Let's go with a Romanian deadlift into a, no, what could we do, Rich? Okay, let's do a pull-up into a goblet squat. Okay, so goblet squat or whatever, pull up into a goblet squat. That's your first superset. You got your squat movement or your quad dominant movement, and then your back and biceps. Then we can move on to RDL and push up. So you're going to do heavy RDL into a push up. And then the last two movements we can do is what is it? A seated row into a dumbbell shoulder press, for example. Okay, so you've got 6 movements there, all working your major muscle groups, pretty intense, nice and simple, basic movements, and that honestly will take you about an hour. So, and you could do that literally for, have I got that right? Yeah, I've got that right. Yeah, you could do that 2-3 times a week. The same workout. Yes, you may get bored, but I'm just saying you don't need to change it every single time. You could do that same workout 1-2-3 times a week. As long as you're working hard at each of those working sets, you're taking the sets close to failure, and you're progressively getting stronger every 2, 3, 4 weeks. You're adding reps, you're adding load, or a small amount of load every so often, and you're keeping consistent at that. You will build muscle. You will get stronger. Okay, you maybe even burn some body fat because you're expending more energy. So obviously you would need to control your calorie consumption a little bit more. Okay, track your food and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. That's how you build yourself a basic and effective, fast, full body strength workout. And play around with the different exercises. If you don't like those exercises, like if you can't do a pull-up, for example, don't do a pull-up, do a lat pull down. If you don't like doing dumbbell shoulder press, do a machine shoulder press. If you can't do a push-up, do a chest press, dumbbell chest press. You can do a bench press if you want to. But remember, whatever exercise or whatever muscle group you want to sort of really work on the most, or you want to focus on, do that exercise at the start, because you're gonna have more energy. You're gonna put more into it, and by the end, you're gonna be pretty fatigued anyway. So that's it. 6 movements, 6 planes of movement. You're gonna work every single muscle group in your body. Maybe not calves, but unless you're a bodybuilder, who wants big calves? I mean, it just doesn't bother me. Like my calves are okay. They're not huge. They're not tiny. I run sometimes. I cycle sometimes. They get enough sort of work. So I'm not too bothered. Obviously, if you want to get some calf work in there, do some calf presses or calf raises at the end of your workout, or maybe at the start if you really want to focus on them. And the reason I just thought I'd mention, the reason I didn't put any bicep or tricep work, just because you get enough, not enough, but you get pretty decent stimulus on your biceps when you do heavy pulls, and the same with your triceps. If you do heavy pushes, you're going to work your triceps enough. If you get stronger, those smaller muscle groups will grow as well. Maybe not as much as if you did isolation exercises on those muscle groups, but you're still going to get some growth. I don't care what anyone says. They're muscle at the end of the day. If those muscles experience more tension, more progressive overload, they're going to grow. Remember, you're probably not a bodybuilder, so don't worry about it too much. The one thing I would maybe mention is shoulder press. You're probably going to get more of your front shoulder doing shoulder press. So maybe do some lateral raises at the end just to get some middle shoulder work done in, or put in there, just to sort of get some more volume on your shoulders. Because when it comes to pushing movements or pressing movements, a lot of your front shoulders get worked, which doesn't work. It means that the middle of your shoulders don't get much volume or stimulus, which could mean that over time your shoulders will be lacking, and we want big shoulders. We all do. We should do anyway. But yeah, anyway, that's sort of it. I hope this helped. I think I've gone through everything. It's nice and basic, like it works. So, don't overcomplicate things. I say it time and time again, there's no point overcomplicating programs and workouts. You can get a full body workout done within an hour. And feel pretty good afterwards. You're going to get a good sort of heart rate going as well. So you're going to get a pretty decent cardio workout from this full body workout too. So you're going to kill two birds with one stone. You're going to improve your cardio. You're going to get stronger. You're going to build muscle. Job done. Cool. Right, I'll leave it there. Cheers, guys. Any questions on this, please let me know. But as always, please share. Please tell your friends and family about my podcast. It helps it grow. And please leave a review. It really helps to sort of get the engagement up there. Right. Cheers, guys. Speak soon and have a great weekend.